Every day, our brave troops and their families stand up for us.
For years, we've asked so much of so few.
Now we have a chance to serve these heroes.
To give time, offer comfort, or lend a hand.
To ease the burden on a military family.
Let's honor their service by volunteering ours.
From the highest of 7 hills in Florida's capital city, covering every corner of the Big Bend, this is the award-winning News 20 at 5 Live.
John Thrasher is taking a new seat this year, and it won't be in the Florida Senate. Good evening and welcome to News 20 at 5. I'm Quintin Gee. Thrasher has been officially named Florida State University's president and began in his new role on Monday. The former politician has been a Seminole for years, receiving both his bachelor's and Juris Doctor graduate degrees from FSU. He takes on this new position a week after being re-elected to the Florida Senate during this year's midterm elections. This news from Florida State comes on the heels of another change with the university. FSU is to become one big breathe easy zone with the enforcement of a new campus-wide ban on smoking. For years, the university has allowed students to smoke in designated areas on campus known as breathe easy zones. With the new changes, some students feel that a full-out ban wouldn't be very practical.
Campus is so large and so much of it is outside. There's already a ban on smoking outside of certain buildings, although the only enforcement of that, I feel, is students who see you smoking within 20 feet of a building that you're not supposed to be smoking, and they will reprimand you.
Although implementing the ban may not be easy, the hope is that it will encourage a healthier lifestyle. And while the Seminoles are encouraging healthy lifestyle changes, patients in the Big Bend area are waiting for medications that some need in order to live. Leon County is struggling to deal with this issue in the midst of a growing HIV population in Florida. Bond Community Center is one facility that is working to help these patients.
We have the waiting list, and that is a hindrance because we have to contact pharmaceutical companies to get them their medications. And because we're doing that, it sometimes takes around 2 weeks to 2 months to get medication here for somebody who is supposed to be taking their medication daily.
According to Big Bend Care's officials, some patients are receiving medications, but assistance programs are just a temporary solution. 3,000 people have come off the waiting list. It is not unusual for expecting mothers to have specific food cravings throughout their pregnancies, but research may suggest that too much fried food could put mommies-to-be at a higher risk for gestational diabetes. Multimedia journalist Brittany Collins has more.
When pregnant, it's natural for women to have cravings, but they must make sure they reduce the amount of fried food they eat. The Health Day News Service says fried foods are linked to the risk of gestational diabetes. Jamisha Williams found it hard to eat healthy when she was pregnant.
I can't have a bag of chips because that's definitely fried. I want French fries, but those are fried. And so it is difficult because a lot of the crunchiness comes from fried food. So you have to work your way around that.
Diabetes that develops during pregnancies is called gestational diabetes. And this risk doubles in pregnant women who eat 7 or more servings of fried food weekly. The Centers for Disease Control and Prevention says gestational diabetes for most women will go away after giving birth, but it is still important for women to stay away from fried foods like these chicken nuggets. And if the diabetes doesn't go away after birth, then the gestational diabetes turns into type 2 diabetes. Gynecologist and obstetrician Dr. A.J. Brickler at North Florida Women's Care advises women to plan their pregnancy.
So you're already on an exercise regimen, your diet is under control, your weight is optimal.
Until researchers find out how fried foods increase the risk of gestational diabetes, it's best for expecting mothers to stay away from these types of foods. For News 20 at 5, I'm Brittany Collins.
For more information about gestational diabetes, visit the American Diabetes Association website at diabetes.org. But fried foods aren't the only thing that pregnant women must consume with caution. Drugs, including prescription medication, can hurt unborn babies and cause multiple complications once the baby is born. Florida Agency for Healthcare Administration reported that over 1,300 newborn babies had withdrawal symptoms in 2012, a big boom from the 354 babies in 2006. However, even with these startling statistics, Dr. Rochelle McKendrick, who works for the School of Graduate Studies at Florida A&M University, says that withdrawn babies still have hope.
Being addicted when they were born, and so their bodies are having to withdraw from the drug. Doesn't say that these children don't recover, because they do, and they have.
The Florida House of Representatives and the Senate are working to address the growing number of drug-addicted babies in the state. Coming up next, find out what happens when the police don't arrive fast enough. Stay tuned, you're watching News 20 at 5.
Florida A&M University students have explored international cultures while discovering what they can become.
From Hong Kong working as a camp counselor to the Dominican Republic for the Study Abroad program, I discovered my passion for international studies. As Miss FAMU, the university has prepared me to represent my institution in the global market.
Discover what you can become.
Descubrir lo que puede llegar a ser.
Yeah, what she said. For more information about our Study Abroad program, visit discoverfamu.com.
Remember when imagination could take us anywhere? It still can. Destination Imagination is an extraordinary after-school activity that lets any child experience creativity, teamwork, and problem-solving. Parents and teachers, start a Destination Imagination team and let your child begin the journey of a lifetime.
Welcome back to News 20 at 5. I'm Quintin Gee. The siren of a police cruiser can be a lullaby when someone is breaking into your home. But for some residents, that soothing sound comes a little too late. Multimedia journalist LaCrai Mitchell has the story.
It's been a year since Tallahassee resident Demi Duclos was the victim of a robbery. He was in his Charleston Square home when strangers broke in. Duclos called the police, but says they weren't much help.
Then after about 20 minutes, after the burglars already got in and left, that's when the police arrived, and it was a little too late then at that point.
Tallahassee police officer David Northway says the police department answers around 300,000 service calls a year. And while the department would like more staffing, that's not always an option.
All of our calls are mediated by our sergeants who are in the field, and they are told of the call and what type of call it is, and if there is a need for them to break off of whatever they're doing right then and there and move to that next call, they will do it. So again, you would always want a lot of police officers, we would, but you have to mitigate that against financial obligations and other things.
An official from the city manager's office says that TPD's staffing may have suffered in recent years because of the recession. But this year, the department has actually grown with 6 new positions.
There are no laws mandating the police department to respond to calls at a specific amount of time. Still, some residents feel that it's an officer's duty to respond quickly. To learn more about the Tallahassee Police Department or the city manager's office, visit talgov.com. For News 20 at 5, I'm LaCrai Mitchell.
According to the Tallahassee Police Department, there are about 350 officers working at any given time on the force. At this time, all national staffing regulations have been met. And while the Tallahassee Police Department and other governmental jobs are being cut, private sector jobs are opening up and lowering the overall unemployment rate. Workforce Plus, CEO Kimberly Moore says that her agency and others are vital players in creating more jobs in the community.
Workforce Plus, along with other community partners, I believe create the framework for what we've seen.
Tim Servitan, District Home and Research Manager for the Home Depot, says that job fairs provide a great networking opportunity for employers and employees.
People that are looking for jobs, we're as an employer, we have them available, and it's nice to be able to get us all together in one place and just get the good candidates with the employers.
To learn more about workforce development, visit www.careersourcecapitalregion.com. Some residents have been hit by the recession where it really hurts, the heart. The cost of funeral arrangements can be expensive, leaving many families with only one option for their loved ones. Funeral home director Henry Taylor says he has seen more ceremonies during the recession.
It is a direct result of the economy and correct A lot of the families are reluctant, but they're in a position where that's the only alternative.
According to the American Heritage Society, the cost of the ceremony is approximately $1,200. Stay tuned because we have more news coming up your way after the break. You're watching News 20 at 5.
I'm training to become a professional wrestler.
I'm going to be a choreographer. I'm studying to be a computer engineer. I'm going to have my own band.
Operation Game. Be everything you want to be. Contact your local Boys and Girls Club for more information.
Welcome back to News 20 at 5. I'm Quintin Gee with your sports. Cartwheels and somersaults aren't the only things that have these two 12-year-old boys flying high. Multimedia journalist Chelsea McDonald has the story on how these kids plan to soar at the upcoming National Future Stars Championship.
Meet Chase Lane and Jeb Ward. These two are not the typical 12-year-olds because they are only two of the 3 boys in the Southeast region who are going to the National Future Stars Championship.
My coach LaCrai and Coach Jim, they chose me and Jeb to go to Future Stars Colorado. They thought we were ready and we were good.
In October, the best friends qualified for nationals at the regional meet in Atlanta, Georgia. They practice 6 days a week, and they are never scared of trying new somersaults and backflips.
It's just exciting, It's just, it never gets old. There's just new things on and on. But other sports, you just work at it, but the same things, there's just always something new.
This type of positive attitude keeps the boys focused. Their coach Nikolai says that they are a couple of clowns, but these jokesters know when to settle down and work on their skills. Chase and Jeb are ready to conquer nationals. They'll be competing against 45 other boys nationwide. The competition features 9 different events, which include Chase's favorite, the rings, and Jeb's favorite, the high bars. Coach Nikolai has been in their footsteps before. The retired gymnast will be traveling with them to the championship in Colorado Springs, Colorado.
It's a one-day competition, and they go through the normal 6 events, the 6 men's events, floor, pommel horse, rings, vault, parallel bars, and horizontal bar.
Gym Force Gymnastics has had a total of 16 people to make it to nationals, including Jeb. This will be his 2nd year going to compete. The boys plan to jump and spring their way to the top. For News 20 at 5, I'm Chelsea McDonald.
The Future Stars Championship is hosted by USA Gymnastics and includes boys ages 10 to 12 years old. And while young boys are training for gymnastic championships, the men of Florida A&M University's baseball team celebrate their win against Jacksonville University after a long losing streak against the team. The Rattlers had not beaten JU on the diamond since 2003, so pitcher Cameron Sims says it's a good feeling.
I feel very, very good about my performance. I'm just happy to help the team, any way I can. It's nice to get a win, and hope to do it next time. After losing 4-2 to Bethune-Cookman University Wildcats over the weekend, Coach Jamie Shoup says this was a good game to win. After the break, find out what exciting duo is stirring up excitement at the Tallahassee Museum. Stay tuned, you're watching News 20 at 5.
Every day, our brave troops and their families stand up for us.
For years, we've asked so much of so few.
Now we have a chance to serve these heroes.
To give time, offer comfort, or lend a hand.
To ease the burden on a military family.
Let's honor their service by volunteering ours.
The Tallahassee Museum is showcasing an exciting pair that has visitors jumping out of their seats. The leaping lemurs of Brevard County Zoo are the newest guest animals for this season's exhibition. Lemurs are exotic primates that typically found in the African island country of Madagascar. And while the animals have brought a lot of excitement to the Tallahassee Museum, museum curator Mike Jones says that lemurs are critically endangered.
The Malagasy people in Madagascar have started eating lemurs, or they have historically, so they've really reduced the numbers by hunting them and using them for food.
For a listing of visiting hours to see the furry friends, visit the Tallahassee Museum website at tallahasseemuseum.org. Well, that's going to do it for us here at the station. Don't forget to check out our website at FAMUTVnews.com. And until next time, this is News 20 at 5. I'm Quintin Gee. Have a great night.